It seems like anytime you get all dressed up, something happens like a flat tire. Now that's why I wear my work clothes underneath, just in case. Now here's some tips that'll help you if you ever have a flat tire out on the road. First of all, you need to be ready for a flat before you have the flat tire. That means checking to make sure you know where everything's located, like the spare and the jack. If you're not sure, check your owner's manual because the car makers like to hide them in some strange places. But most times they're located in the trunk area beneath the carpet. Make sure that the spare tire has air in it ahead of time because I've seen instances where the spare tire is flat just like the tire that's on the car. Also, it's a good idea to have some gloves in the trunk to keep your hands clean when you change a tire. And a four-way tool like this will give you a lot more leverage to get the lug nuts off rather than the wrench that they give you with the car. If you do have a flat, there are some safety rules you need to follow. If at all possible, get the car to a flat surface away from the traffic. Turn on your emergency flashers, set the parking brake to keep the car from rolling, and block one of the wheels that's on the opposite end of the car if at all possible. Now we're ready to jack the car up and actually remove the flat tire. But before we jack it up, you want to loosen up the lug nuts just a little bit before you get the weight of the car off of that wheel. If you don't and you jack it up ahead of time, the wheel might just spin around when you're trying to loosen the lug nuts. Once the lug nuts are a little loose, it's time to jack up the car. There are certain jacking points on every vehicle, and that's where you need to place the jack. Putting the jack anywhere else might cause damage to the car, and even worse, damage to you if the jack slips out from under the car. Carefully turn the jack until the wheel is off the ground. Once it's off the ground, you can take the lug nuts the rest of the way off. Then remove the flat tire and replace it with the spare. Spin the lug nuts back on, but just snug them up for now. Then lower the jack and remove it from under the car. Once you've got the car back down on the ground, you want to take your lug wrench and tighten up all the nuts evenly. And the best way to get them all evenly tightened is to do a crisscross pattern such as this. And that makes sure the wheel is fully seated on there. Get them good and snug, should be ready to go. Hopefully it won't be too late for your appointment. For Channel 6 News, I'm Jim Champion, the Auto Guy.